Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Dreamforce Africa 2026. I'm excited about the people that came to wait for us. Shout out to our early birds. I can see in the comment section, I can't pronounce your name, Zeth, and then I can see Miles. So if you came early and you've been here waiting for us, just drop your favorite emoji on the comment section in the comment section. I can see Fidel's pastry. I can see Dev Unomita. Thank you for joining in. This is Dreamforce Africa 2026, and we've been anticipating this for the longest of times, and it's finally happening. We're so excited to have you guys join us. Trust me, you're going to have an amazing time here. My name is Elizabeth Adaji, and I am your host for tonight. You can see my name displaying on the screen, Elizabeth from NSky. So you can just, if you want to tell me anything, if you want to say anything to me, you can just say Elizabeth from NSky. Okay. I can see God Save. I can see Chi Itunu. So today we are having two major sessions. So this session is going to last, each session is lasting 45 minutes. The first speaker would speak, and then we'll have question and answer. And then the second speaker would speak, and then we'll have question and answer. And we will call it a day for tonight. And then tomorrow we will continue. You saw the lineup of speakers, and you saw that we have really amazing speakers for you, people that you would randomly not yet speak on a normal day for free, but we brought them to you because we are really intentional about impacting you. So Dreamforce Africa 2026 is powered by NSky. If you're just hearing NSky for the first time, just calm down, relax. On Sunday, we are going to be doing a lot of unveiling and explaining what NSky is about. But for today, let's just enjoy the session. It's Dreamforce Africa 2026 o'clock, and we're glad to have you here. So quickly, let's have fun. So just tell me your name and where you're joining in from in the comment section. Oyedeji Deborah, I can see you. Good evening. You can see that I'm not Ma, I'm just a young girl. I'm in my teenage years. Good evening, Deborah. Good evening, Precious Osoha. Good evening, good evening. Yes, you can access the session anytime on the channel. So don't worry, you can access the session anytime on the channel, but it's always very good. It feels very good listening to the session with other people at the same time when it is live than coming back to it, because you feel very lazy coming back to it. Welcome, Haruna Abbas. It's so good to have you here. Fidel's Pastry says, my name is Onwumere Fidelis. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. From Abia State. Onwumere, let me just stick to Fidelis. Fidelis, thank you for joining us from Abia State. Blossom from Lagos, I see you. Deborah from Elisha, welcome. Dev Unomita from Plateau State, welcome. By the way, my name is Elizabeth Adaji, and I'm also joining in from Plateau State. So yeah, shout out to my Plateau people. Okay, so keep them coming in. Keep dropping your name and when you're joining in from, and by 7:15, I will be introducing our speaker. Precious Udo from Akwa Ibom State. Akwa Ibom people, nice. I have a lot of you here. Ugo from Enugu. Shegun Kende from Lagos. Shegun, welcome. Chisom from Lagos. Noel Ugu says hello. Noel, tell me where your name and where you're calling from, where you're joining in from. John from Port Harcourt. Andy from Taraba State. So while the other people that are yet to tell us their name and where they are joining in from are doing that, if you've told us your name and where you're joining in from, tell me what you're looking forward to learn in this session, because beyond attending the session, we want you to be able to anticipate something, expect, because things meet people that are expectant. We want you to anticipate, we want you to expect. So we want you to take notes, and then we want you to take actions, because it's so easy attending sessions and then we just go back and relax. You should be able to take actions from the sessions, because what we'll be teaching today, it's not motivation, it's not aspire to perspire. They will be teaching you practical steps, practical strategies that they have used to grow from where they were before to where they currently are. And there are things that you should take hook, line, sinker. So Rosemary from Delta State, Tifa from Lagos. Sorry if I'm skipping yours and I do not call your name while I was talking, but I'm still shouting out to you. You are the real MVP. Eze Delight from Port Harcourt, Ugo from Enugu, Joyce from Lagos. Joyce from Lagos. So the first session is 45 minutes, and I will be welcoming our speaker in soon. I know you're wondering which of the speakers is going first, because we have quite a number. 6 speakers, 3 days. We just want to get you loaded and loaded with lots of wisdom. But don't just get loaded. Don't just get overfilled and sit down. You should rise up and do. Don't worry, I'm a preacher. I'm talking like a preacher. Okay. I'm just going to welcome in our speaker now. Pamela from Ogun State, Amanda from Owerri. I'm back, guys, and our speaker said you will be joining us in 5 minutes' time. So for now, we have the stage to ourselves. Let's chill, let's enjoy. Welcome, Noel from Canada. So quickly, let's do something. You're going to tell me a fun fact about you. It's not like let's just get to meet each other, because you came here for a virtual session, and who says it is wrong to network in the virtual session? Miles says, can't wait to hear what the amazing speaker have for us today. I can't wait either, because we have been expecting this for the longest of times. We have been anticipating this for the longest of times. So I'm back, guys. So I was saying earlier that let's get to network. The fact that it's a virtual session does not mean that we should not know each other. So tell me, you already told me your name. So just you can just tell us fun fact about you, what you do. I'll go first. My name is Elizabeth Adaji. I work with N Sky. I am an executive assistant. I am also a writer, a poet, and I am a social media manager. I just graduated from University of Jos as a medical laboratory scientist. A medical laboratory scientist, you guys hear that? Okay, so let's go over to you guys. Tell me fun fact about you. Okay, I didn't tell you guys fun fact about me, but I love to eat and sleep, but I'm very slim. So tell me a fun fact about you and what you do. I'll be reading it from the comment section. Hello guys. Sorry for the delay. It will be here in a jiffy, and I will just add him up on stage. But since he's not yet with us, we're just going to be having fun till he comes. I will still have an amazing session because he has prepared a lot for us. So I left music for people to be enjoying. Let me reduce the sound of the music so that you can hear me. Best to say wetin we dey celebrate. Wetin we dey celebrate? Did I miss the conversation? What are we talking about? Okay, guys, our speaker just joined us. And quickly, because we've wasted so much time, I'm just going to summarize his bio. I'm not going to read everything. You can already see it displaying on your screen, so you can as well read it by yourself. But I'm going to summarize his bio quickly and then I will add him upstage. And we kickstart. Sorry for the delay so far. So our first speaker for tonight is Dr. Dan. Dr. Dan is a co-founder of Nsky. Nsky knowledge to scalable income while expanding access to quality learning across Africa and beyond. He is widely known as the sales doctor. He has worked with hundreds of experts, coaches, and business owners across multiple countries, helping them repair broken sales system, sharpen their positioning, and turn attention into predictable revenue. For over 6 years, he has been deeply embedded in the sales and marketing ecosystem. Communicate their value clearly and build systems that work. Ladies and gentlemen, with a virtual clapping ovation, I want to see the comment section blowing up. Can we make welcome Dr. Dan Odotupono as I add him upstage?
Okay, good evening, everyone. Can you all hear me? If you can hear me, can you just indicate in the comment section? Okay. Good evening, everyone, once again, and welcome to Dreamforce Africa. So you're going to pardon, I'm not going to share my video for now, but I'm going to share that soon. I'm experiencing some technical difficulties. Okay. So before we get started, right, I'm going to play a little game. Right. Okay. First of all, I also really want to apologize for the delay. We encountered some technical difficulties both with the video and the sound and everything. So before we get started, I want to play a little game. I want everyone to tell me, like, I want you, if you're on this call right now, if you're with us right now, I want you to tell me what you're expecting from this section. By the end of this section, tell me one thing that you're expecting, or tell me one thing that you think would be different by the time we are done with this entire conference. I'm hearing that someone's missing repeats here. Is that what you're expecting by the end of this conference? Sorry, can you all hear me clearly? Okay. Can you all see me? Can you all see my camera? Can you all see me personally? If you can see me, just indicate in the comment section. If you can see and hear me, just drop an emoji. There is someone that can't hear me. Okay, so let's kick off, right? Okay, so the section, what I'm going to be talking about as we kick off this conference is going to be the invisible divide. And this is something that, like, I'm going to be breaking down something that a lot of young people, a lot of people have. And it has always been a major issue. Like, have you noticed that two people can have the same skill? Two people can have the same background, the same experience, but only one of them gets to build power, build income, build demand. Like, literally, there are two graphic designers, but only one is making money. There are two web developers, but only one is making money from their skill. Why is it like that? What exactly is the reason for things like this? So my section today, I'm not just going to be telling you why this happens. I'm going to be telling you how to specifically choose the skill set. 26, we don't just want to be putting a lot of effort and then be envying our neighbors, envying our friends, envying our colleagues because they're doing better. So this section is going to help us prepare and kick off fully, like every single thing that you're going to be hearing in this conference from today till Sunday. Because the truth is that millions are learning new skills every single day. There are more courses than ever right now. There are more tutorials. There are more, like, a lot of people are making efforts, but income is not the same. Like, the amount of people that are making $1,000, the amount of people that are making $20,000, the amount of people that are making even 500,000 naira plus, and the amount of people that are still struggling even with the same skill sets. The divide is just too much. Sorry, please, am I the only one that has noticed this before we even continue? If you've noticed this as well, let just indicate in the comments. Okay. Someone is saying they can't see or hear anything. Someone is saying they can't see or hear anything. Is this the same for everyone? Are there people here that cannot see or hear what we are doing or what is going on? If you can't see or hear anything, just log out and join back again. Okay, so now, as I was saying, like millions are learning skills. Just to recap just a bit, millions are learning skills, and there are more courses than ever, more tutorials than ever, and more effort than ever. But then the income is not the same. There are people that are making $1,000. There are people that are making 500. There are people that are making that much money. There are people that are not even making money at all. So I was asking a question for those that have logged out and joined in again. Am I the only one that is noticing this divide, or have you noticed it as well? That there are some of your friends that are web developers, designers, graphic designers, and they seem to be doing so well. And then there are others that literally have that same skill set, but seem to not even be doing, like, you're wondering, do they even have a skill at all? Or how can someone be this broke? Have you noticed something like that in this in the last few months or in the last few years or something? Okay, so what do you think is the cause of that? Like, before I get deeply into my section, I want this section to be as interactive as possible. I'm reading through the comments. So what do you think is the reason for that? What do you think people are doing? What do you think is the difference that some people are making so much and some people are literally in abject poverty? Why do you think that is happening? I'm looking at the comment section. So Melody, you said you have noticed. Self-awareness coach, you have noticed. Like Paul, you've noticed. So what do you think is the reason for that? Okay, someone is saying positioning and lack of clarity. Everyone is saying visibility and approach. Okay. Right approach versus wrong approach. Salvation, what do you mean by right approach versus wrong approach? Okay, someone said here, I feel because they are not positioned well, they are not clear about what they want to offer to their audience. Okay, someone said they have connections. Okay, probably they have not found their own niche and where they have the strengths. Okay, clarity and strategy. Okay, everyone is correct, right? Everyone is, to some extent. The truth is that everything matters in today's world, but then some things matter more than the others. I'm going to say this again: everything matters, but some things matter more than the others. So let me just. So now there is this invisible divide, right? Divide. So there is side A, the learner, then side B, I'll call those people the leverager. So the learner learns skills diligently. Maybe joins one of these programs that they say, "Oh my God, you're going to learn this and you're going to make this amount of money and all of that. You're going to learn product design and make this amount of money." Then this other person, then the learner keeps on improving competence continuously, feels busy with growth, like he keeps on growing, buying new courses, buying new trainings, buying new books to read and all of that, but yet still stays invisible to the market. Then there is side B. That's, I'll call these people the leverager. So they learn aligned skills strategically, build leverage with purpose, become visible to opportunities, and get paid repeatedly for value. So why this person is learning skills diligently, jumping from one program to another? This other group of people are learning aligned, underline that word, aligned skills strategically. While this one is improving competence continuously, this one is building leverage with purpose. So I'm going to talk about leverage in a bit. I'm going to tell you guys a story about that right away. And while side A, that's the learner, feels busy with growth, side B, that's the leverager, is building to become visible to opportunities. And while this other person is staying invisible in the market, this other one is getting paid repeatedly for value. Are you seeing that? But both of them are working really hard, but only one of them crosses the divide. Both of them are working really hard, because the truth is that everyone in today's world, like, this section is not about if you should learn a skill or not. The truth is that if you're in this section and you're still contemplating learning a skill, learning a digital skill, learning, just building yourself, upskilling yourself at this point, then I don't know what to say to you. Because like, it has become the main order of the day. Everyone knows they need to learn a skill right now. Everyone knows they need to grow in one way or the other. So everyone is taking one course or the other, taking one program or the other, just doing something. So now, when it comes to learning a skill, right? The problem is not necessarily just about the skill itself. So the question people come to my DM and they're always asking, it's almost like, what skill should I learn? That is the wrong question that you're already asking. I think before we can even go into how much money you can make, before you can go into being positioned for opportunities, before you can go into choosing that strong and powerful niche for yourself, before you can even go into all of those major things that most of you mentioned, building opportunities, the first foundation you need to build from is from the skill set that you're learning. There are skill sets that mattered 10 years ago that don't matter today again. There are skill sets that mattered 5 years ago that don't matter today again. There are skill sets that mattered so much, but today AI has literally destroyed them. Those skill sets don't exist anymore. So when people come and then they're asking me, what skill should I learn? And because maybe there's one program or this thing telling you that this skill is the best and all of that, you just jump on it. That is the wrong approach. The first foundation you should start with is asking the right questions. And that is starting from who already pays for this skill. Like these 4 questions that you're seeing right now are the questions that you should ask yourself when you're starting out in any skill sets. Irrespective of what that skill set is, who already pays for this skill? You want to become a graphics designer today. Who is already going to pay me for this, my service as a graphics designer? Are there people still available that need this service as much as they needed it 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago? What problem does this remove? As a web developer or as a product designer or as a I think I've been mentioning some particular skill sets so much, so I'm going to allow people maybe just commenting in the comment section, maybe a skill set that you plan on learning or that you have learned already, so I can use your skill sets for my examples. I'm looking for, tell me the skill set that you're currently learning right now or that you plan on learning. Okay, I'm seeing project management. social media marketing, hospitality manager, health writing. Um, okay, okay. I'm seeing some really amazing skill sets here. Okay. Um, okay, I'm seeing some really amazing skill sets here. I'm also seeing AI automation. So if I'm going to ask you, Mary, who already pays for this AI automation skill sets? And I think Emmanuel, who is going to pay you as a social media manager? Self-awareness coach, who is going to pay you to be a content marketer? Like, I want us to be as interactive as possible, right? And there is a reason for that. Like, so can you tell me, for this person that mentioned AI automation, who exactly is going to pay you for this? Who already pays for this? I'm looking at the comment section. Okay, so you mentioned here AI automation. I feel people in need of certain prompts, maybe for an app. Okay, okay, people in need of certain prompts, maybe for an app. Business owners who don't know how to create content to market their business will pay me to do it for them. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you a question later. Self-awareness coach. I'm using your, by I don't know your name. So now, before I go deeper into this section, let me quickly tell you guys a story. Let me quickly tell you guys the story of when we started Sky. That's as a company. So there are these friends of mine, right? So they were, I think that was in roughly, I think that was about before Sky even existed. That was about 5 years ago, 2020 or so. So now these guys, they were good at convincing people to do stuff, but yet I'm just going to tell the story very quickly. So they were good at convincing people, colleagues and all. They were good at convincing people to do whatever they wanted. Like, I can still remember this very good friend of mine. He was good at convincing. He was like, he could literally get you to do anything he wants you to do. Like, he could literally get you to do anything he wants you. Like, we used to say that he has sweet mouth back then. But yet, every single time, he was always using this skill set to, I won't really call it a skill set as at then. We didn't even know it was a skill set as at then. But he was always using this, let me call it a talent, to he was always using this skill sets, or should I call it a talent, to literally ask us for stuffs. Let me call it just borrow stuff from others. Every single time he would come and meet you, by the time he's already meeting you, already know that okay, he's about to come borrow money from you. But yet, at the end of the day, you make up your mind that you won't give him that money. But yet, by the time he's done talking to you, you would literally empty your account for him. And this is a true life story. And at some point, he won't pay you back. But like, because of how good he was at talking to people, because of how good he was at convincing people, we always kept him as a friend. We could just let him go. Or personally, I myself, let me speak for myself. I couldn't let him go. But it was affecting our friendship. It was affecting our relationship. And that was literally when it got so bad. I told him something. This stuff that you're always doing, you could actually use it, like get someone, like get paid for. How? Because you're really good at talking, you're really good at speaking. And he was like, is that even possible? How can I even, and like, how is that even possible? Nobody would pay for me to just come and convince people for them. And I think that was where we sat down together and we started asking ourselves, okay, so who is going to pay for this? And that was these four questions. These four questions, I think the first two were questions that I started using as guidelines for any skill set I want to get into. But this all started from this, my friend. Because we're able to ask, number one, who is going to be able to pay for this? Who already pays? Who is going to be able to pay for him being able to convince other people to do stuff for him? And it came to a conclusion: business owners that need people to buy their products. Then, what problem does this remove? You need to be able to answer this question before you jump into any skill set, before you go into that next program tomorrow that they tell you that, oh, the next best skill is faceless YouTube channels and everything. What problems does this remove? Before you go into that AI automation that you want to learn, what problem does this actually remove? And then the third thing is, how urgent is that problem? This way, we didn't even think of the last question here: can value be clearly explained? This was something I added recently because I got to realize that you could find someone that is willing to pay for this, pay for your skill set, find someone and the skill set is able to remove a major problem that your target audience really wants to be removed immediately. That's how urgent. But then, because you still can't explain the value, you will still not be able to sell yourself. And that was the problem that frustrated me and this my friend back then. So before you get into any skill sets, right, before you start this 2026 with that new skill set that you plan to learn, I want you to be able to sit down and answer these four questions. Number one, who already pays for this? Number two, what problem does this remove? AI automation, what problem does this remove for the owner, for the person that is going to be willing to pay for this? Someone mentioned, writing prompts for those that are running apps. No, that's not the problem it removes. That might be what you do, but that's not the problem it removes. The problem is that it saves them a lot of time and it reduces redundancy. That reduces the process of them doing things again and again and again. And then, how urgent is this problem? Can value be clearly explained? Because the skills don't create income. I want you to note this. Skills don't create income. I promise you, you can spend the next 1 year learning 2 million skills, or if that's even possible, learning 1,000 skills. But then that won't create the income. Do you know what will create the income? The problems you're able to solve. So note that down. Skills don't create income. So when you go to that next session that they are going to promise you that, oh, come and learn this skill, it's going to make $1,000. I made $1,000 from it. I want you to remember that that skill is not what creates the income. It's the problems that you solve with that skills that do. So now, as someone that has literally built a startup that literally connects creators and learners, those that want to learn different skill sets, to the places they should learn from, and as someone that's spoken to I think this is my 4th year, and I've spoken to roughly over 300 experts. That's just communicating with them about their skill set in respect to the platform, beyond clients and all. Roughly over 300 experts in the last how many years? I've come to realize, and I've also spoken to hundreds of learners, those that are building themselves in different skills. And I've come to realize that in-demand skills share 4 signals. Any skill you're going to be learning this year, it has to follow these 4 signals. Like, you have to be able to pinpoint these 4 things. Number 1, pain. So does the problem that this skill solve cost people money? Does it cost them time? Does it cost them growth? And number 2, proximity to revenue. does it directly affect income or business scale? You want to go and become a I'm thinking of a skill set now. Would me hiring you for that skill set affect my income or the scale my business grows at? If you can't find a way for that skill set to be able to affect that, then you're already in the wrong skill set. I'm saying this even for those that have learned various skills in the past. Yes, you're a social media manager, but are you positioned in such a way that it can affect, if I don't hire you, it affects my income or how fast my business grows? Then repeatability. Does this problem keep recurring? Is there like an ongoing need for it? Is it a problem that you can only solve once and then that is it? No other person comes again? Or there's always going to be an ongoing need for this particular skill set? There is always going to be an ongoing need for this particular skill set. And then finally, I'm going to mention this visibility. Can the result you derive from this skill set be clearly shown, not just explained? If a skill lacks any of this, it struggles to create demand. Now, I'm going to use graphics design as a skill set. Graphics design is a very powerful skill. But do you know why a lot of graphics designers are not making the money they want to be making? A lot of graphics designers are not making a lot of money. It's because they struggle to show, like, your result is not a beautiful design. Your result is not a beautiful flyer. Your main result is what that flyer does to that person's business. Does it help me land more clients? Does it help me land more leads? Does it, like, if I can clearly see that this result can be gotten because I'm working with you, you don't need to explain it to me, then that skill is actually in demand. Your result as a social media manager is not that you're going to create 5 posts for your what do you call it, for your client or something. Can I clearly see the result that this stuff would give me, even if you have not started working with me yet? So these are some of the things that you should definitely consider when it comes to building a skill set. As I said, if a skill lacks any of these things, it will struggle to create demand. As I said, my section today, there are going to be a lot of experts coming forward in the next few days talking about how to monetize skills, talking about how to become irresistible, talking about this, a lot of things, right? But then I'm starting this section this way. We are starting this section this way so that we are able to carry everyone along. There are people here that don't have skill sets here that are still asking themselves, what do they want to learn? What do you want to learn? I'm not going to come and sit down on this section and tell you, okay, go and learn social media management, go and learn graphics design, go and learn web development, go and learn AI automation, go and learn copywriting. I could give you, if I'm going to do that, I could give you over 100 plus skill sets. But then I'm going to give you a formula that is going to allow you to be able to every single time, because the truth is that skills keep on growing, skills keep on changing. So what I want to do for you is help you, give you a formula that can help you always identify which skill to learn no matter what time. Does that make sense? So am I communicating? Am I communicating, guys? If you can hear me, please just indicate. If you can hear me, can you indicate? Okay. So now, as I said, I'm not here to just tell you about which skill to learn and all of that. I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you why people get different outcomes from this skill set. Because most times it's not just about the skill. There are other things that matter when it comes to these skill sets. So, like, the divider between those that are making a lot of money from their skill sets and those that are not is not necessarily about how talented they are. Trust me, I'm going to say this. There was something that used to um let me just confess, there was a point in my journey that I felt like I felt like I had the skill set. I was good also, just like this, my friend. I was also good with talking to people. I was good. I had a lot of skill set, especially like when I had just started, but yet I wasn't making any money. I had a lot of skill sets. I was good at the things I could do. If you come and meet me practically and theoretically, I can tell you from beginning to the end and how to actually work on these things. I was intelligent. People would meet me and be like, God, Dan, you're really good at this, or you're really intelligent at this. But yet, I wasn't, I would see those that I would literally say I taught. Because there was a time I was just mainly teaching. So I would see those that I would literally say I taught, but these people were doing better. And I was envious. I won't lie. Because how is it possible that maybe I'm even the one teaching you, or maybe like I know no bad blood, right? By the way, I know I'm better at this stuff than you, but you're making more money than me. You're gaining more influence than me. Like you're sorry, just a second. Okay, you're making like how is that possible? And got to realize that there are a few things that matter, and that's it's not just about the talent, it's not just about how intelligent you are, it's not just about how passionate you are. Because skills themselves they don't fail people. What fails them is isolation. What fails them is how you're able to position yourself. By the way, our future speakers, I'm just going to be mentioning these things. The speakers that we are going to have in the next few sections are going to talk more deeply into them, like what differentiates you between the skill sets and the outcome that you want for these skill sets are how you position yourself, the context around this skill, the people you're targeting. I can be a social media manager, or let me just say I can be a social media manager if my target audience are like maybe funded companies, maybe companies that have maybe generated maybe 20 million, 30 million, 50 million naira, and all of that, or funded founders or something. And then there is someone else, and that person is also a maybe graphic designer or social media manager. And the people you're targeting are maybe mainly your friends that are just starting out their businesses. The outcome that you guys will get, even if you guys don't do any other thing different, would differ. Both of you can never make the same amount of money. Targeting founders that have maybe raised funds or generated serious revenue for their company, targeting your audience, the people that are patronizing you are your friends from maybe school or church or something. You guys can never, even if nothing else changes, and that's where the audience matters. The context now is the story around that skill set. Every single skill has a story. Every single I don't want to go too deep because I think we are still going to have these sections. By the way, you should definitely stay till the end of Dreamforce Africa, because if you stay till the very end, I promise you, your life can never remain the same. Whether you already have a skill, whether you're already monetizing that skill, whether you're already making a lot of money, it can never remain the same. And then also the environment. Okay, so now, the silent killer of skill-based growth. There are some people that keep on upskilling and upskilling and upskilling. When I say upskilling now, learning new skills again and again and again. The reason why this doesn't really work anymore, the things that kill these things, is not the problem is not learning a skill. The things you do when you're learning that skill matters even more than the skill. And number one is learning in isolation. Number one is learning in isolation without a community, without a mentor, without a coach, without anyone that you can go back to, because the world is moving too fast. Number two is the feedback loop. Like when there's no way to receive feedback on this particular skill set, you're just learning, you're just on Google, you're just on ChatGPT, you're just on YouTube, you're just on that course, no way to gain feedback. You're already killing yourself in that skill. And then there is no market signal. There are so many of us that learn skills nowadays, not because that skill is like there is a lot of money in that skill, but because of how nice it sounds. Some of us want to become developers, not because we know how where to get clients on that skill, but because of how software engineering just sounds nice. And then no distribution. Distribution here stands for the people that know that you have this skill, and then also visibility. So I'm going to say this. If you notice, all through this section, I've just been putting out small pointers again and again, because by the end of this conference, irrespective of what point you are in your journey, I want every section in this conference to be able to change one part of your mindset. I want you to be able to understand, and even if it's one thing that you're able to pick up from each section, that is enough, and that is enough for us to kick off and to roll out your 2026. So I want you to understand that people don't fail because they are bad. Most people don't fail because they are bad at the skill set that they have. They fail because nobody sees them. Gone are the days when you can get so good at a skill that people will now be the ones searching for you. That doesn't happen anymore. You can be the best, but if nobody sees you, you keep on being as broke as I don't know. So, irrespective of the skill that you're learning, this should also be another thing you're considering. So, first of all, I mentioned here. So let me just go back a bit. So I mentioned here that like first of all, for a skill to be great, it should be able to create a level of demand. And I mentioned that these are the things that you use to build demand and know how the in demand a skill set is. Then I mentioned here that skills don't fail people. You can learn a skill, but you not making money from that skill is not what would fail you. It's building that skill in isolation. Then I mentioned here that people don't fail because they are bad. They fail because nobody sees them. So this is another thing that if you have been broke, if you have not been making money from your skill, you should be asking yourself, how many people are seeing me? Then when you have answered that, the next question you should be asking yourself is, what are the quality of people that are seeing me? Do you understand? Those two things literally can change the entire game for you. Then now, as I said, Dreamforce Africa is here. Like Dreamforce Africa is here to collapse this divide that we have always had. Dreamforce Africa is here to help you move from that point that you were before by giving you clarity on what matters now. So there are going to be speakers coming to share on what exactly is that skill set that matters today? What exactly are those tools? What exactly are those things that matter today? And then the next section that we're even literally going to have is also going to expose you to the people that have literally mastered these skills and used it to transform their game. Help you. Dreamforce Africa is also going to give you context for monetization, how to now move from that just a skill set that you've mastered to being able to monetize it, and then how to build visibility on what is possible. But above all, we are going to show you proof that it is actually possible. Because the truth is that it's not just about learning more, it's about learning correctly. Gone are the days where you could just stack and stack and stack and stack and stack. Right now, what matters more is being able to learn that particular thing correctly. And now, what happens after this clarity? The truth is that learning alone is never enough. So that is why we have built up the community for growth. Then distribution matters for reach, and execution matters for impact. So all these things are things that we are considering, because we don't just want to give you theoreticals. So we are setting structures in place to make sure that by the time we are done with this conference, you're not just learning, but then you have the community so that you don't end up learning in isolation. You have the distribution that you need. You're able to learn about how to gain the distribution that you need for the skill set that you currently have. and then execute in such a way that you're able to impact as many people as possible. Because Ensky exists to make the journey from skill to income to demand simpler, clearer, and more accessible. So, over the next few sections, you're going to learn how people monetize their skills without hype, how visibility actually compounds over time, how leverage is built quietly and strategically, and how demand is engineered with precision. Because this is not an event about skills, just about skills. It's about being able to cross that divide from being that person that has a skill and literally is still as broke as, and to becoming that person that is so in demand that literally you're even outsourcing the gigs, outsourcing the roles to other people. That is why this program is so important. So if you've stayed with us till this point, just get ready. In fact, like, we are just about to begin. Please try not to miss any section. Try to do whatever it takes to not miss any section, because during these sections we are going to be exposing the structures that we have put in place for you. We are going to be, and while you're also being exposed to the people that have also built these skill sets in different areas and how they managed to get to where they are today. Thank you very much. And before I go, this, of course, this is not going to be the last time you're going to be seeing me. But before I go, I would love to know if there's anyone that has a question so far before we go, and before I go and I invite the next speaker, or the next speaker is invited. Any question? Okay, so I'm going to end my section once again. Thank you so much for having me. And once again, we sincerely and deeply apologize for how late we started. I know some people say African time, but that wasn't our intention. And we will try our possible best to make it up to you all through these sections. Trust me, everything has been planned out to make sure that you don't leave these sections with just words. Okay, so someone asked, how long does it take to really master a skill, like digital marketing? So now I'm just going to say this, right, because my time is already up and the next speaker is already waiting. Sorry. So now, how long does it take to really master a skill? It really depends. It sincerely really depends. But this is what, and then for someone, you say, what of us that who don't have a skill? I'm going to answer this question quickly because the next speaker is already ready. So it depends on the skill set that you're trying to learn. So if someone met me yesterday, let me just quickly say this. Someone met me yesterday and mentioned like 3 skills that she was trying to learn. The first one was data analytics, social media management, and then she also wanted to become a content creator as a skill that's user-generated content for people. Now, each of these skill sets have different learning curves. There are skill sets that from the time you were born, you have already been exposed to them. There are people that are just necessarily good with marketing. There are people that are just naturally skilled in sales. They don't necessarily need to spend so much time. Of course, like for me, when I started out, I was good with, I didn't know the concepts behind them. And it was when I started learning these skill sets, then I started learning sales, that's professionally, that I started to understand concepts like loss aversion psychology and all these things. But because it was something I was already naturally good at, it was a lot easier for me. I'm still reading this thing. It was a lot easier for me to get really good at it. There are there are people that literally you've been going through social media all your life, so it's good, the chances that you're going to learn social media management a lot faster than data analytics is it's there. So this question that you asked, for this question, this person that asked, it really depends. It depends on the skill set that you're picking. It depends on how technical that skill set is. It depends on how exposed you have been in the past to that skill set. And finally, it depends on how intentional you are about that skill set. And finally, what of us that don't have skills? I promise you, stay till the end of this entire program, and I promise you, you'll never have to ask this question again. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. And I remain your founder friend, the sales doctor, Dan Odos. You're always welcome to my DM at any time. Thank you. I'll hand over to Elizabeth, the host, to continue from there and introduce our next speaker.
Hello, guys. Thank you very much, Mr. Dan. Thank you for that session. I'm sure you guys took a lot back from that session. Quickly, our next speaker is already in the building. I don't know if we should say the building, but the virtual building. Yeah. So we're going to be introducing her quickly. Hello, guys. Thank you very much, Mr. Dan. Thank you for that. See it on your screen. Our next speaker is Zoe Vincent. Zoe Vincent is a prominent social media manager and entrepreneur known as the Queen of Results. She is a highly ranked social media manager and LinkedIn creator with over 71K followers, who has helped over 1,300 brands build their online presence and generated significant revenue. Just last year, she generated $100,000 revenue for a client. She is ranked top 5 creator on LinkedIn by Favicon. She has trained over 3,000 students. She is the founder of Z Tech Hub, a tech agency and academy. And she also founded Golden Arco, which generated around $250,000 in net sales in its first year. And yes, the young lady you are seeing in the picture is Zoe Vincent, and she has done all this. So you know that you cannot miss this session. You have to pay keen attention. Ladies and gentlemen, with a virtual applause, can we make welcome Zoe Vincent to the stage? Zoe, the floor is yours. You can go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. I'm really happy to be here, and thank you for having me. So, I think I have a few questions here. I would have to follow the process to actually explain everything. So, I think the theme I was given was the road to $40,000 in clients. That's the decisions, the doubts, and the strategies that changed everything. So basically, when I saw this, I was telling Daniel one thing. I'm like, this story is long ago. Are you sure we had enough time to actually cover everything? Because it's actually a lot. The questions, if I'm going to answer just one question, like really well, we'll probably not even have time here. But like, I have a lot of questions to answer here, but I'll do my best to compile everything to fit into the time that I have. So to start this, I'll have to start from the beginning, obviously. That's the journey. That's before I started making real income from clients, what did my situation look like? So a lot of persons have been asking. I know the last time I made a post about my throwbacks and how I wasn't fine. I was very broke. A lot of persons were like, so Vincent, it's not true. We want to see a throwback. We want to see a throwback. Finally, I think this year I summoned up the courage to post my throwback. And everybody was like, it's a lie. This has to be 2012. This is 2014. Nobody could believe that it was literally just 2021 I took that picture. So that's it. My journey was rough. In fact, I started social media management as a side hustle. It wasn't even my main hustle. I was a clothes seller. Not like I had a shop, but I was drop shipping for people in Lagos. So basically, I post the pictures, and when someone orders, I make sure that it's enough for me to ship down to the Harcourt. And yes, I go to the park, hustle under the sun. Even in class, in the university, they'll be calling me. I told you I needed my test by 8 a.m. and everything. And it was a huge hustle because I was in school. I also needed money to, fend for myself with the buying at least daily food, transport, and everything. So obviously, I needed to hustle and I needed it. But then most of you will ask, okay, how was social media management my side hustle? I wasn't really managing clients' accounts per se. Okay, so then I had this process where I had a group where I created a group of like 300, 500 persons where if you want to grow on Instagram, like I could come up with just few strategies. It's not like I really knew the strategies like that. That was before 2021, let's say 2019-ish, or 2018, 2019. And if you want to grow your followers, you want to be having engagement, like I tell you what to do, how to just scroll on Instagram, how to comment on people's posts so that you can just be getting 2, 3 followers per day that will just compile over the days into a month you get and everything. So basically that's what I was doing. Anybody wants to grow their page, they will say, oh, go to Zoe's group, join her group. I will charge them 1 5 to join the group to let's all do this together. Once in a while, I'll get on a call, discuss with them about, okay, this is what we're going to do to be able to help you to grow and everything. So it wasn't really something I put my hopes in that, okay, I was going to do social media management per se. The first ever actual job I got to be handling someone's account, someone I didn't want to go through the whole hustle of doing the things I was telling people to do on the group, was 2000. Like, she paid me 2000 and she was like, okay, that I should just help her to be doing it, getting engagement and everything. And she would insult me. She would be angry whenever I probably missed my timing, my posting time because of school, my posts I was selling, everything at once. So most times I would flop and she would yell at me, she would threaten me with the job and everything. And then finally I got another one of 10,000. And honestly, I get testimony in church for that 10K. 10,000 naira felt like I had made a million naira then because it was everything. I was already imagining how I'll first remove 5K to go and buy one shoe. It was a rough journey. So when I started, I did not start as someone who had money to get and everything. I think finally when I decided that, okay, you know what, I need to start the social media management for real was year 2020. Before I was just practicing it on a small scale, 2,000, 10,000 naira, and everything. So that is my question number one. And then question number two is, what originally pushed you to start building income from skills in the first place? Sapa. For those of us here that are foreigners that don't know what Sapa is, I was broke. That was what pushed me. I didn't have passion for anything like, okay, I had passion for social media management. That's the reason why I started. No, that's not my answer. I was broke. I needed money. I needed something to survive. I wasn't down for, going around and, going to parties and all. I've never been that person. I'm a strict introvert. So it has never been my thing. I really, really just wanted to have money. So that was what motivated me. That's what pushed me to learn a skill, pushed me to start drop shipping. I even know how to do picnicking. I learned picnicking. I sold the chat cards. I'm like, don't name that skill. I've done it before. So I was a graphic designer at some point, but just do all these flyers. for people had sent to them, they pay me 1,000 naira. If I do 5 flyers, 5K, I think so. So yes, and then the next question is, at that early stage, what did you think was going to work that later turned out not to matter much? Here's the thing. When I started selling clothes, I knew for some reason I have never looked down on myself when it comes to making money, being great in life, like someone who probably make an impact. Even as I was broke, I just had this conviction in me that Zoe, you're going to be a great person. But I didn't know how it was going to happen. You just have to first believe before you start. So I believed that I was going to make it, but I didn't know how. So when I started selling my clothes, I actually felt that the way I was going to make it was the name of my brand then was Zoe's Paradise. Zoe's Paradise was the name of my brand. And I felt that how I was going to make it was I'll probably build a very massive structure, and it's going to be a plaza where I'll have a clothing session, wig session, camera, video shoot session, and everything. That was what was in my head. So if you even want to rent wigs, to do like rent outfits, and even like take pictures for your birthdays, whatever, we can do that for you. Charge it for a particular amount of time. Like I had a okay, moment. Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can everyone hear me now? Can everyone hear me now? Okay, so I don't know if you guys can hear me now. No one is responding. Sorry, let me ask the hosts. Am I clear now? Okay, am I clear now? Okay, let me try taking off the earphone. Maybe you guys will hear me better. Am I audible now? Am I clearer? Okay. Okay. Since I'm clear now, okay, that's better. So, okay, that's good. So, please, can someone just tell me where like you stopped so I can continue from there? Where did I start being when did I start breaking? Okay, thank you. So basically, what I was saying is, I knew that, okay, I was going to probably make it. I believed that I was going to make something out of myself, but I felt it was going to be through my clothing brand. Turns out it wasn't. Everything changed when I think my friend went, my best friend went, we all went on ASU lockdown, right? Rather, we went on the ASU strike, rather, sorry, not lockdown. And she started talking about how she made money, how like she made money from LinkedIn. She had just 500 followers and she already closed the $500 gig. And I'm like, I don't understand. Which skill did you use to close that kind of money? And she's like, she learned virtual assistance from a particular company like that agency, and that's what she's offering. And she's like, even the social media management you're doing for 10,000, 5K, people are making dollars, like thousands of dollars on this platform. Like, girl, come on, try joining this platform and all. Funny thing is, I've actually heard about LinkedIn in the year 2021 or 2022, around there, thereabout. But the thing was, I did not want to join. Like, I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to join. I didn't want to just join the platform. It looked all confusing. In fact, I'm like, what's this platform about exactly? Like, it just felt like everyone there was just posting about, I'm happy to announce. Like, see, I feel LinkedIn now is more less rigid. LinkedIn now is flexible. LinkedIn then was very, 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 very rigid. When I mean rigid, it was very rigid. Nobody would laugh in the comment section. You dare not put a laughing emoji in the comment section, you will be castigated and criticized for it. I feel now the revolution just started. Do you get? So I did not want to join the platform. But when I saw that my best friend made a particular amount of money, nobody told me, 2023 around March, I decided to join. I feel it was Precious Carlo. Most of you that followed me from the onset, like from my day one, someone like Daniel. Daniel followed me from my day one. In fact, I and Daniel, I think we joined LinkedIn at the same time. And Precious Carlo was like, she's my classmate, or she was my classmate. And I saw that she had over 20,000 followers on LinkedIn. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay, what do you do on this platform? Tell me about it. And she's like, she's going to just host a 5 days LinkedIn workshop. And what she's going to do is she's going to allow us to test it for 5 days. If it's something we want to do, then we would pay her for mentorship. I stressed her out. I stressed Precious Carlo out, like, because, like I said, I'm an introvert. I didn't like taking pictures. I didn't like doing videos. Like, I barely did videos like that. Maybe one or two videos, but pictures was a no-no for me. So getting a picture to use as my DP, as my banner, was like, I stressed her out in the group the most. I had to screenshot a picture from a video for my DP, screenshotted something else to make my first post. And my cover banner, I just crafted something on Canva and just put there. I just wanted it to be that, okay, I started. I didn't want to stress myself. And to our greatest surprise, like, one thing about me is I'm very inquisitive. Like, I'm very curious. I want to know, okay, what it is. Sorry? Okay. So I want to know what it is that, okay, is making this platform like this. That's one thing about me. I want to know what it is. I'm just very curious. So when she told us a particular time we were supposed to post and all, before then I was just going through the platform, seeing what it was about, reading comment sections. I was commenting, engaging. I was just everywhere on the platform because basically I think we were on break, ASO strike. I was in the house, barely doing anything, and I was just commenting, making a lot of comments. Do you get? I made a lot of comments and we're just going through the platform from morning till finally 7 p.m. We were supposed to make our post by 8 p.m. So 7 p.m. now, me being in family house, they sent me to go and cook and the likes of it. And she called me, she was shouting, Zoe, I told you that we're supposed to engage from 7 to 8 p.m. before we make our post. What's going on? I gave her headaches as usual. But then finally, to cut the story short, I decided to just engage the last one before I made my post. And then I went offline again because I believed that maybe it would be 10 likes or 15 likes. And tomorrow I will just see what next. But to my greatest surprise, she called me again and she's like, Zoe, reply your comments, something is happening. And when I went there, I was already seeing up to 30 something likes. I'm like, from where? Started replying, and that's when I noticed that if you start getting comments on your posts, I know they said engage 30 minutes after you post, but I feel like if you have a skill, like let's say top 5, after you post, replying your comments immediately they drop should be number 1, before engaging 30 minutes after, which would be number 2. But replying your comments immediately they drop after you post should be your number 1, because I noticed it over the years. It's something I started being curious about. So after day 1, day 2, I was doing a lot of things because I have a lot of skills. I listed a lot of things on my profile headline: interior decorator, event planner, everything I did for social media management. I packed it in my profile headline and everything. So at some point, I was getting the engagement. So it got to my head. I refused to pay for mentorship. I'm like, in 3 days, I got 1K followers. Do you get? I think I can get the hang of this and everything. So when she was asking us to pay for mentorship, I told her I don't need it anymore. I'll figure out the platform myself. Till at some point, I think Oche Wright was one person who helped me in between. We got texting. He was like, he loved my intentionality on the platform. Let's talk better on WhatsApp. So he dropped a few tips for me, which was the fact that I packed a lot of things on my profile headline. And he asked me one thing that stuck with me till date. If I have any high ticket mentee that pays for my mentorship, I always tell them this: what is one thing you want people to know you for? When they see your name, this is what they would know you as. They are not saying, oh, this person is a graphics designer, also a web developer. Also, they just say, oh, you're a social media manager. That is what he told me. He's like, you're doing a lot of things. I can see it on your profile headline. Yes, you're very skilled. What is one thing you want people to, know you for, like classify you with? And that thing stuck with me. And then I was thinking about it. I'm like, this social media management thing, I've taken courses though, because before 2023, I took some courses to upgrade. I saved up with my clothes I was selling. I took extra courses and trainings and everything. So I'm like, I'm actually good at this thing in a way. Like, it's in my blood. Even without taking any course, I was doing it. So now that I've taken courses, like, I feel like I'm really, really good at this thing. So I'm like, I deleted every single thing and I just stuck with social media management. That was the only thing I stuck with. And then finally, I started creating content again. He started telling me that I had good content, but I was not communicating it well, which brings me to my second point. Now, a lot of us are telling stories, yes, but most times it's not really about storytelling. If someone is reading I can read a book now, and I'm not reading the book in the author's voice. The person is telling a story, yes, but I'm not reading it in the author's voice. I can't imagine the author's voice. Why? Because it just feels like it's a story. But now there's a difference between communicating and actually telling stories. You can actually combine the both. But that's one thing Uche Wright taught me. He taught me how to write in a way that when they're reading my content, someone feels like I'm talking to them directly, like they can hear me, And then I was incorporating it a whole lot before I even entered storytelling. I didn't need to tell stories before I shared my content. Adding things like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I felt so bad. Like, the person would literally feel like you're talking to them when reading it. The person would be like, yes, I know, right? That kind of way that I noticed that whenever I read Oche's content, I always gave a feedback. In my head, I always had an answer to certain questions he asked in between. It could be a rhetorical question, but I would always give an answer. And that was how I picked that too. So one thing was being known for one particular thing. Second thing was the way I wrote my content. You might have value, but the way you pass it on will not be it. So you have to pass out your value in a way that it sticks. People can actually feel like you're having a conversation with them and everything. So the next question is, when would you say things started to shift for you? Honestly, I joined LinkedIn for months before finally I started getting gigs. A lot of persons felt, oh, as I was getting the engagements or Vincent was getting gigs, I did a lot of things wrong. I did a lot of things wrong. Like when I mean a lot, I had a lot of things that I was doing wrong. Like, don't chase virality. I always say this. It's not about the followers. You can have 100,000 followers and you are earning 20,000 naira. Nobody will take you seriously enough to pay you $1,000 or even $100 because it's just it. Do you get? So I was just after the engagement. My profile was not converting. My content was just only speaking to people who want to know more about social media management. I wasn't also talking to clients that, yes, so I can actually help you. Like, I'm not saying be salesy, I'm not saying pitch yourself every time, but there is something that, sorry, let me check the comments to make sure that, okay. So there was something that happened that, okay, made me to understand that yes, my brand positioning was very poor. I was someone who didn't want to join social media. Even till now, I started my Instagram page after I did a whole lot of stress. I gathered the energy to start creating content on Instagram. Finally, they went to disable my account after reaching 5K followers. Did they know the stress I went through? I don't like I said, I'm an introvert. I don't like creating content or being out there. I like being on my lane. But when I saw that LinkedIn just had to do with writing and posting a picture together with it, I'm like, this is something I can probably compromise for. But then I wasn't even willing to go and take the pictures. I started just looking for any selfies, anything, just throwing any picture there so far as the content made sense. But that's the thing. Nobody would want. I think I made a post about a client I'm currently working with now that then refused to work with me, and I was even going to charge her $150 or so for what she was going to, what I was supposed to do for her. I was going to charge her $150 then, but she refused to work with me. Why? Because I barely did not even have like a good lighting. I think I put a ring light and then my phone everywhere was dark, and I just did it anyhow. I was in my room, my roommate was disturbing. I didn't see that there was anything there. So far as I'm good at what I do, I have the followers. So I can recreate it for you. So why would you not patronize me? I don't understand. You're supposed to hire me. I'm doing you a favor. I didn't know that brand positioning mattered. Do you get? So the thing about it is this was years later, and she texted me again. I saw her comment in my comment section, which will also bring me to another point of follow up. I saw her comment in my comment section. I'm like, wait, this lady that was supposed to work with me then, finally, I've seen her again. I'm going to go and text her. So I texted her and I'm like, hey, I saw your comments. I really, really, it's been like what, years or something. And she was like, yeah, you're really doing amazing for yourself. Unlike when you started and everything, you started off so rough. It felt like you were just even playing on the platform and everything. And then finally, she's like, you know what? Let's get on the call. And please, there's something I want to let you know that made me not to move on with you the last time. Everyone was dark. There was no proper communication, and then your roommate was just talking in the background, and it was just very unprofessional. And then I knew my mistake. That was what I did wrong. That made her not to work with me again. Now this is years later, and I closed that for $15 from 150 for the same job I was going to do for her in 2023. I closed that for $15 this time around. So that's the thing about brand positioning. If my brand still remained the way I was doing, then all about consistency. Just show up. Just show up. That word just show up. Don't show up anyhow. It's just like, okay, you're going for a conference because you know that dignitaries are going to be there. People of top 1% of the society will be there. You're like, it's better I show up than not even show up at all. So instead of you to go home and actually take your time and wear something good, you want to just rush and go because time is going. You just want to show up, and then you go there. They might even bounce you out, or nobody will even talk to you because like they're like, this person does not fit in. This person does not look like who should be around us. This person does not, if you even walk up to them and tell them that, okay, you have a business and this is how much you charge, they would even want to probably underpay you. They will say, you even look like somebody that has earned up to even 100,000. Let me give you 20,000. If you've read this Otedola's book, you will see where he was talking about where somebody came to meet him, like for a meeting and everything. And the person drove like an old car to meet him, and they got talking about the business. And finally, he priced him for 420K. After the guy was telling him, the guy told him 700K or thereabout, can't really remember the figures, but then he ended up pricing the guy for 420K. And before the guy left, Otedola was like, he finally called him back and he's like, do you know the reason why I could actually price you to 420K? Someone else would have probably come here and closed this deal for probably even 5 million. But I could price it for 20K because I perceive that you can actually collect this money from me. I perceive that this kind of money you'll be willing to take it from me based on the way you positioned yourself when you were coming. Now, most people will call it fake life. But it's not fake life, it's brand positioning. You're not going there to lie that you have mansions. You're not going there to lie that you have so many money. But it's all about dressing. You can even use Africa to dress properly, and they will think you bought those clothes from, top boutiques. It's all about how you are positioned. You're dressed the way you are dressed. So don't say because you just want to show up, just keep showing up, be consistent. Don't worry, one day it will happen for you. My dear, it will never happen for you if they don't see you as someone who can actually, who it will happen for. It will never happen for you. So if there is one thing I'm going to tell you now, is your brand positioning. Just change that. No matter how hard it is, go to a studio. I know I have had some mentees that it would be like, I don't want to go to the studio yet for my DP. Let me just use any picture I have first to start. And I'm like, that's how I started though. I'm not going to, you know, you know, discourage you. That's how I started. I started anyhow. But I know what I faced. That's why you pay for mentorship. So that the mistakes I made, I would, prevent you from making them. So where I'm trying to prevent you from making my mistakes and you still say, no, ma, I don't want, I will let you be. You've paid me already. I've probably already spent the money. So it's your business. Do you get? But I started that way and I noticed that I just used any picture. I'm like, just start. Yes, you will get the followers. Why are you making the money that made you to actually come on LinkedIn? No, you're not making the money. So that's it. You just have to position your brand well. Even if you can't afford the best studios, if you can't afford the best studios, then probably go to a just go to a random studio that probably charges less. There are very, very affordable studios everywhere. Like there are studios that charge 1,000 naira and everything. But even if it's just one picture you can take or two pictures. See, I always like using Blossom Afia for instance. You don't need much pictures. It's a recent she started changing. Blossom Afia had only she kept, interchanging 3 or 4 pictures. But was she doing well? Yes. And it was professional. The pictures were professional. They were standard and they spoke volume. So it still gave her the virality, it still gave her the gigs. But now where okay, you feel like you need a lot of pictures because other persons are interchanging so many pictures. I need to do that. If you don't have the money, don't do it. But then make sure that your brand positioning is good. Make sure that you're showing up properly. So that really matters if you really want to change your branding game and your social media game, especially on LinkedIn and everything. So, was there a specific moment, opportunity, or realization that made you take this more seriously? Yes. When I finally closed my first deal, that's what made me take it more seriously. In fact, I think the first moment I actually had the realization was when my best friend closed the deal. That's when I'm like, you know what? I want to do this. I'm going to join this platform. I'm going to take it seriously and everything. So that was my moment of realization. It's always money. Money was my motivation. I don't like hiding under any disguise of saying I had passion. I just wanted to build a brand. I never wanted a brand. I never wanted to build online. I'm someone who wanted to stay on my own. But for some reason, yes, I needed money, so money was my drive. Money was my motivation. I never wanted to be poor. I never wanted to beg. I was tired of being broke. So yes. And then, what was the biggest mistake or wrong assumption you had before that shift happened? What was the biggest mistake or wrong assumption you had before that shit happened? Okay. I felt like, I think then it's still the same thing. Show up, consistency, you know, show up. Consistency is the key. Wrong consistency is not the key. You will keep being consistent, and other people will be getting results, and you won't be getting the results. So I believe that it's not just all about consistency. It's just don't just assume. It's not everything online you swallow hook, line, sinker. There's some things you listen to and you listen to it deeper. Yes, when this preaching of consistency started, I used to take it hook, line, sinker, like just show up. But then it dawned on me that wait though, don't just show up anyhow. Show up the right way. Do you get? And everything. So that was my aha moment and all. Now, we're going to the doubts and internal struggles. What were the biggest doubts you had while building towards your first few clients? So the thing is, like I said, for months, I actually wasn't closing any deal. In fact, people who reached out to me on LinkedIn when I was getting the followers, the engagement, they were not good gigs. The huge mind I used to come to LinkedIn now, oh my God, I was going to cash out, was not what was happening. I was now seeing people pricing me 50,000, 30,000 naira. I remember one particular man, let me not call his name, he might be on here. He's into real estate and he was like, I want to hire a social media manager. I'm like, okay. Then I even think I charged him 100,000 and he was telling me, no, let us start with 20K. I'm like, yeah, with all my followers. Seriously, with all my followers, you're literally charging me. You're telling me you want to pay me 20K. I beg you, please. So, okay, yeah, sorry, I just went to the comment section. Making It Big, yes, that's the title of the book, Making It Big by Otedola. So basically, no, I was just like feeling like, oh my God, what's going on? People who started with me, the likes of Tommy Day Williams, Faizat, Karima Lawal, like us then, they were closing like big deals, and I'm just here, just getting the followers. There was even one point I think I was talking to Karima, and I'm like, this money, where are you seeing it? But the funny thing is, nobody believed me because of the followers. If I'm saying I'm not making money, they'll be telling me it's a lie, or even saying you're making money. I'm like, wow, these followers I'm having, that is not giving me money. It's not nice. So that's the thing. I started doubting myself that I don't even think I can actually close this $1,000 or anything. I think I made a post of when I added some of those things to my prayer points and all the year 2023 and everything. I think I added it to my prayer point 2021. Then I added it in 2023 too. Lord, I want to make my first $1,000. Like I made a post about it, added my throwback and my present picture and all. So I actually doubted myself. For you to know how much I doubted myself, it became a prayer point. It became a prayer point. That's how much I doubted myself. So that was my biggest doubts and everything. And the funny thing is, another doubt I had was, I'm like, so if someone pays me $1,000, can I actually deliver the work of $1,000? Like, Zoe, do you have that much confidence? The deliverables are usually very high. When they are paying you much, they expect heaven and earth. But yeah. So were there moments where you felt like stopping or changing direction completely? Yes. I've uninstalled LinkedIn countless times. In fact, last year, 2023, the year I started, I uninstalled that app up to 10 times. 2024, I uninstalled it 20 times. 2025, just this January, I uninstalled it twice. So, my dear, even till now, I still just feel like stopping and changing my direction. Like, what am I even still doing on this app? Let me go somewhere else and start building. Like, actually, I want to build an IG now, Instagram. I want to start creating content and everything because this year I need to go out of my comfort zone, leave my inside life, and start going out more. So, yeah, I've had moments where I felt like stopping, changing direction completely. Even there was this time I started learning coding. I already know how to do portfolio websites, that's HTML, CSS, but but then, yes, I had to go back to my roots. I'm like, please, I don't need to change. I can just open ZTech Hub, hire a couple of web developers, and still get money. Like I said, money is my drive, not passion. So, next thing, how did you deal with uncertainty, especially when results weren't immediate? So, I think
The best answer for this is God. I'm someone who is a lover of God. God has always come through for me in every situation. Like when people ask me what is my strategy, I don't have one serious strategy that I'm using. No, it's prayers that is my strategy. That's all I can say. I pray a lot. I'm a prayer warrior. I fast a lot. I pray a lot. So once things start looking shaky and I don't like it, I go and tell my daddy. I tell my daddy that, oh, daddy, I don't like what's going on. No. How do we do this? So God is my daddy. God is who comes through for me. And when I'm not seeing results, even in a client's account, I go back to prayers and the Holy Spirit tells me what to do to change it. So that's basically it. That's my only strategy. I don't have one serious secret ingredient. That's the only secret ingredient, and it's not a secret anymore. So yeah, the decisions that changed everything. Looking back, what were the moments or the most important decisions you made that directly impacted your growth? Now, when it comes to decisions, I think the first decision I'm happy I made was joining LinkedIn. The second was rebranding. I remember that day I frustrated Ine Joseph. Was it that day? In fact, I've always frustrated that man. I frustrated Ine Joseph a whole lot in this life. That, like, I feel like if I was to pay him for every frustration I gave to him, I'd probably be owing him like $10 million because man, I frustrated him a lot. I disturbed him. See, most of you who are just starting, you did not even. How did I put myself at an advantage as a teacher? How do I put myself? Senior secondary, just want you to continue reading think about it. Right on, ma'am. Tell your daddy first in that situation. Okay. So basically, I frustrated him, but most of you are just coming up feeling like, oh, you're disturbing somebody. You will not disturb, not disturb as much as I did. I disturbed everybody. If you ask all the top creators now, like Haoma, okay, let's not say I didn't really disturb Haoma. I didn't really. You have people you connect with more. So let's say Ina Joseph, Uche Wright, Ukoye Chinilo, Damilola Felicia Badmores, Temi Badru. Like I disturbed those people. I was Uche Wright. I can call Uche Wright around 12 a.m. And the funny thing is, he'll be angry, but he could not just like I just had my way around things. I would just say, please don't let me suffer and everything. So I really wanted to just do it, make it big. I had this zeal. I had this seriousness that man, if you're saying it, even if you want to be pissed at me that I'm disturbing you, it would just say, let me just help her. So I was also very pitiful. Do you get? So I feel like my most important decisions was joining LinkedIn, rebranding, seeing that it's not just all about showing up, branding myself in a way that okay, if I want to charge $1 million, I should look like somebody who has collected that money, which at this point now I don't look like that. I don't look like I've collected ever received $1 million, which I haven't. So if I'm going to tell a client now I'm charging $1 million, they will say, Madam. But now if somebody like Elon Musk has an agency now, and then he's saying for this particular service is $1 million. That people who will pay, people who will probably even save up for that mentorship, because he already has the money. So you feel like he can tell you what to give you that. So it's all about brand positioning. Do you get? So now imagine you see somebody's page, probably with 100,000 followers, and then the pictures you're seeing on the page, the person is under plantain leaf. Do you get? The person is snapping inside uncompleted building. The person is snapping with Spirogira. Even if the person has like 10,000 likes on that page, would you even want to pay for any course? Just say the truth. Because some of you might say, oh, because of the likes, I would want to know what is giving the person likes. But if you're really, really smart, you will know that probably it's just cheap attention, all those cheap fame that comes because you're doing something stupid. If somebody now naked themselves and start running on the road, that kind of cheap fame, because you naked yourself and you start running on the road, obviously you might get famous like way easily. And that kind of thing does not work. It does not give you money. It doesn't give you a good life. Do you get? So if you see that kind of person, probably even selling because let me teach you how to get likes, you say, who be this? Who do you think you are? Like, I don't understand. How would you want to teach me? And you're charging this kind of money? Come on, collect 1,000. If you not collect 1,000, leave it. Do you get? That's the way it is. So people address you and judge you based on what they feel about you, what they perceive about you. Now, I can comfortably tell somebody now that if you not give me, the least $500, I'm not doing. Come and be going, and they'll say, "Apa, now yeah, come, let's do this." But they will not feel like, why would you be charging $500? No, I can't give it that. Why? Because they even feel I'm supposed to be charging more. Another person that taught me this perspective was the first ever physical job I had. The first ever offline job I had was at in Port Harcourt at the shortlet apartment. He has like so many companies. He has like the full estate, and it's just his companies that are lined up. So when I just got there, I think I sent him my website portfolio and everything, and he was like, ah, Zoe, can I even pay you and everything? He was like, okay, you know what, come, let's do like a short interview. So when I was talking to him, I charged him, like, he asked me how much, and I charged him a particular amount that year. I think it was the year, was it? I can't remember, was it 2023 or so? I think it was 2023 ending, thereabout. And I charged him a particular amount, and he now, like usual, he priced me down. So after working with him for like 2-3 months, there was something he now told me. He called me. He's like, sorry, before you finally, because I was going to resign, he was like, before you finally leave me, I want to tell you something. I'm like, okay, what's that? He's like, when next you're going anywhere, your worth is not how much I was paying you. Your worth is not even how much you told me. When I saw your portfolio, I felt like I was going to pay you millions. That's why I told you I couldn't pay you. But when you finally came here and you called one price, that was why I was like, okay, I think, okay, I can actually price this girl. She does not even know her worth. So most times it's not overcharging. Look at your brand. Look at your achievements. Look at your years of experience. Look at the results you can provide, like you can produce. Look at everything you can deliver. That confidence. You see, 5 years in social media management industry. See the results I've been able to provide, even for myself. You're not telling me I should come and charge 50,000. Like, no. Do you get? Because you already have the backings, you have the foundation. Now, I'm not telling you why I should use confidence now. You've not gotten any serious results. You've not even started practicing. And next thing, you want to come and be charging somebody $5,000. You go see him, and you go say no. It's only by miracle. So don't just make sure you brand yourself in a very good way. Now, was there anything you stopped doing that helped things move faster? Yeah, just changing my perspective about branding, making money, and everything. I had to change my perspective. I had to rebrand. I had to stop just showing up. I had to position myself in a way that these people know that this girl did not come to play. I came here to make money, not to come and be looking at people's faces. So, was there anything you stopped? Okay, sorry. What decision do you think most people delay but shouldn't? The decision to start. I remember a mentee that I started coaching last year. That person was supposed to start 2023. And I was just like, I think months in. Yes, I was months in, like let's say 8-9 months, when the person met me that they wanted me to mentor them. And then I think I was going charging 10,000 naira or so. Thank you for my mentorship. Yeah, that's what I was charging. And she was like, she cannot pay it, blah blah and everything. She refused to start. And then it was 2025 she decided to start, and she paid $300 last year. So just start, because the price you're seeing now will not be this price tomorrow. But that's just me being funny and silly. But it's just start. Just start. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Like, don't wait for that. Everything has to be perfect. Everything has to just do the right thing. When I mean everything has to be perfect, does not mean that okay, you just start with anything. I mean, do the right thing, but don't wait for it to be perfect. Now, probably you feel like, this studio picture I'm about to go and take now, it's not be as sharp as the ones that people like Okoye Chinelo are taking. So let me not do it now till I've gathered money for that. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying do the right thing. Don't probably start growing your presence. Your DP is probably something you were lying down on your bed, and then you snapped it, and then you now gotta meet enter Canva, you change the background to your brand color and then you put it. No, because you'll probably start getting a bit of visibility, or clients will register the wrong thing in their head. Clients who are going through your posts, but they're not liking, they're not commenting, they're just studying you. They will go through your post and they will not never ever take you seriously. So do the right thing, but you don't have to wait for that perfect time, because I'm giving you this advice because it's what I gave myself this year. Last year, I started my content creation after giving myself the same advice. I started creating content for, was it last year? I even 2024. Sorry, 2024. It was this year that last year that my account got disabled and everything. So I gave myself this advice. I started creating content. I sat down, made videos, edited them because I wasn't waiting for the right time and everything. Then finally, they went to disable my account. But I'm someone who I believe in perfection, things like that. So I'm also giving myself this advice. It doesn't have to be perfect. The video, the skit you have in your head, it doesn't really just have to be that mad thing, because then I was waiting for money to rent one lounge or do one thing, but just start the skits, and small. See Sydney Talker, Nasty Black, when they started shooting skits and now it's not the same thing. They grew into it. So just start that content creation. Start it with that Infinix you have. Just make sure that what you're doing is making sense and it's the right thing to you get and everything. Then, okay, what would you say was the core strategy behind landing consistent clients? Now, this is where I like talking about landing clients because that's what I love doing. So, the core strategy behind landing clients for me was first my rebranding, like my brand positioning. Secondly, I would say warm outreach, because when I finished rebranding, when my page started doing the conversion, because one thing about rebranding is, sorry guys, give me a moment. Okay guys, I'm back. Sorry, I had to attend to something. I'm supposed to have Um, as a newbie in SMM, how does one search for gigs? The perfect moment is the mother of all. Okay, the real talk. Can I still make use of LinkedIn now? Sure, you can make use of LinkedIn. How do we price our skills as a beginner? You just price according to your level of experience. Don't say because someone else is charging $1,000, you want to go and rush as a beginner. Like I said, me, I started from 2K, 10K, 50K. Think I now started making dollars, I think 150K. Then I think my first ever gig on LinkedIn from LinkedIn was 150,000 from a comment I made was very essential. That comment, I think then if you we usually make use of polls a lot. We made use of polls where you ask a question and when people just select the answer, they will comment voted. That's what they do. But me then now, zealousness, I was very serious with life. So instead of commenting voted, I just commented my opinion, I stated it, and there was this man that, replied my comments. We bantered, we talked about it in the comment section, and then we took it to the DMs, and he got talking, and he was like, he likes my perspective about things, and he's like, you know what? How much would you charge to like write a article for my website about reptiles? I'm like, okay, 150, and that's how he sent it to me. And I used only 5 days to write that content, like article, and that was how I closed my first deal. So yeah, you just charge based on what you can actually, your level of experience and everything. So don't say because you want to start charging high, start gradually. Life is a process. You have to climb the ladder. Don't rush it. Don't try to jump steps so you don't miss a step and then end up falling back down and probably breaking your head. Do you get? So what was I even talking about? What would you say was the core? Okay, yes, the core strategy I would say was my rebranding first, because when I optimized my page in a way that my page closed clients before they even reached out to me. When I mean my page closed clients, I'm saying when they finally reach out to me for a call, they don't start interviewing me again. What can you do for me? They literally say, okay, Zoe, can I see your packages? That was how it was. Once we finally come, say, okay, I went through your page, and I've seen what you do, and I believe that you're the person for me. You can deliver the results. Can I see your rate, what it looks like? Sometimes they don't even get on the call. We talk about it in the chat. Some of my VAs that have worked with me, they've seen how, like, they've seen my LinkedIn DMs, and they've seen how sometimes I even close the gigs on the DM. They just text, Zoe, I've gone through your page. I feel like you can do the work. Send me your rate card. I send them, they see the package, and they pay. Do you get? It's that fast because my page started doing the conversion. My page started closing the deals for me. I barely had to do anything again. Do you get? Now, sometimes when I now do things like warm outreach, they're not going to my page, basically. Because it's a warm outreach, I'm the one reaching out to them. It's not them that needed the help and they came to me and they had to go through, check if I'm the one for them before. Since I'm the one reaching out now, trying to find the problem that I know they have and then tell them that this is a problem and I can offer a solution for you guys. Because I am the one doing that, I would literally have to get on a call with them. But before then, people mistake warm outreach for cold pitching. Warm outreach now is basically how I do my warm outreach is I first show up in your comment section. I be the first to comment. So when I mean I be the first, like I will turn on post notification. You know your posting time. When you just drop your post, I rush. I will like it. Drop one sweet comment that will either flatter you or would just make you, want to reply me with something good. And obviously that first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, they'll be replying the first set of comments. Do you get before they finally ghost? So I'll reply, I'll comment, they'll reply me, we'll talk, I'll probably crack a bit of joke so that they could laugh. And most times they be the one, like they end up texting me first in my DMs before I even text them. Most of the times, like 97% of the times, they end up texting me first before I even text them. Because it feels like, oh, we're already friends in the comment section. So they text me like, oh, Zoe, I've been seeing your comments. Like, I've gone through your page. I love what you do. Let's talk. Now, they're not texting me because they need my services. They're texting me because they feel they have a friend now, which they do actually. They know they have a friend now. They've seen someone that they are vibing with. You know what? I feel like we should take this on a deeper level. Sometimes we even go to WhatsApp. Do you get? Now, at that point, it's not because they need my service. They just like me, and I like them too. For me, I have agenda. They don't know that I have agenda. So at that point, I will now start, talking to them. I won't just pitch immediately. Then I'll be like, you know what? I think I love what you're doing. Now tell me more about your company, your brand. What do you do exactly? And they start telling me. At that point, I might even get on a proper call with them. Sometimes a normal WhatsApp call, sometimes a Google Meet if we've not gone to WhatsApp. And I'll be hearing them out, allow them to vent. In fact, sometimes they end up being the one to tell me their problem that I use against them and tell them, okay, I can help you solve it. So this particular tip I'm giving you now is something I give only my high mentees, like people that pay me good money for mentorship. But then I'm giving it to you for free. So basically, when they start telling me their problems, tell me everything they've been through with the brand. Like, I don't even know, Zoe, what do you think would be the problem? Why is this thing not working? I'm like, I know the problem. I know. So what was the last thing you tried? They tell me. I'm like, and you've tried this too. You know what? I feel like I know what will work. This is what you're supposed to do. And now that thing I'm telling them they're supposed to do, they cannot do it. They need somebody to do it for them. They'll be like, oh, Zoe, do you know anyone that can do it for me? Hello. Hi, my name is Zoe Vincent. I can do it for you. Do you get? And then I send them my rate card. And next thing, they're not seeing it that I pitched to them. They're seeing it as fact. She was just concerned, like, and now, like, she wants to really help me out with this, and like, she's, you know, like, they're paying me because like they know that I have their best interest at heart, which I actually do. Do you get? So that's it. That's just it. Warm outreach works that way. You're warming your way into them, into their hearts. You're not just saying, hello, my name is. I see a lot of DMs like that in my DM, and sometimes I'm like, I feel like typing a paragraph for one person. Hello, my name is Chukwuemeka Ngozi. I am a graphics designer who deliberates and interned in that Ngozi and Sons corporations. I can help you and double your income. Send me a message now if you want. I will not send you a message. And you will not text me again. If you text me again, I'll block you. So most times it's very, nobody wants to be sold to. I don't want to spend my money. If you ask me, I don't like spending money. 2K. I don't want to. Nobody loves debit alert here. Anytime we send money out of our account, it's to pin our chest. Even my clients, because I'm very close with my clients, especially the ones I close through Warm Outreach. I'm very close with them. So most times if they pay me, they're like, oh, Zoe, this hurts. I'm like, sorry. Do you get? So nobody likes spending money for you to just walk up and tell me, okay, oh, this is what I can help you do. Even if I'm looking for that particular service, I will not still hire you. That's the thing. Because I feel like, okay, why are you coming to, you know, I don't know, man, can you see this? Yes, I can. Okay, so basically just allow your clients to rant. When you allow them to talk, you listen, you take out notes, listen to their problems. They will use their hand to expose what they need. Do you get? The second thing is actually delivering good results. Now, most of my clients, I got them through referrals. That client I told you guys that I didn't close at 150, I closed at 15. She has referred another clients to me. So most times, probably on LinkedIn, let's say I would have closed, let's say, I don't even know how many clients I've closed on LinkedIn again. But then let's just use let's say on LinkedIn, let's even say 5. Those 5 have like produced up to 20. Do you get? That's just how it is. Like clients I closed on LinkedIn have produced like so many clients under them. The ones they referred me to have also produced another. It feels like their friends see their page and it's like, who is doing this good work for you and everything. So if you're not delivering good work for them or good result, they would not want to refer you. They wouldn't want to continue working with you anymore. I've had clients that maybe because of financial issues, they stopped working with me and they're like, so you know what, once my finances is back up again, we can work again. Do you get? Even if I want to reduce the price for them, they won't even agree. Do you get? And everything. So after stopping, if their finances actually get back together, they come back. I had a client I worked throughout the year from 2023 November to 2024 November, and she stopped working. I worked with her for a year, and she stopped working with me because of financial issues and all. I think I was willing to even keep working with her, but she was like, she doesn't want to accumulate the bills. So I'm like, okay, I understand. Like 3 to 4 months later, she actually came back and she continued working with me, and she's still working with me till now. So that's the thing. If you don't deliver good results, they won't come back. I've even had clients that felt like I was too expensive. They went to try someone else, and they saw that what the person was giving them wasn't the same with mine, and they still came back. One thing about me is I will allow you go and test, and you come back. I'm addictive. You would just have to. So let me try to wrap up. So basically, if you had to break your approach into 3 simple pillars, what would they be? Okay, visibility, because if you're not visible, nobody would even know that you're doing this. So visibility, strategic visibility, sorry, not just showing up. Strategic, you have to be strategic with your visibility. Like you need to actually have a good brand positioning. Secondly is authenticity. Like don't do what other people are doing. Do what matters to you, what is working for you. There are so many things I do that I'm sure a lot of people are looking at me like this girl said, what is she doing? It's your business. It's working for me. So even if I'm not following the normal routine, you're not the one feeding me. Do you get? So do what works for you. Then thirdly, deliver good results. Good results. it will always speak for you. Your clients will always refer you. Like you would get more jobs out of good results, and it will help your portfolio too. So that's what I have for 3 simple pillars that would help break down my approach. And then lastly, okay, okay, we still have like a lot of questions. I will just rush this aspect because my time I think is up. How did reaching $40,000 in clients change how you saw yourself and your work? My dear, let's not even go far to $40,000. My first ever $2,000, yes, I think it came out as 2,250,000 then. I didn't even expect them to pay me that much. I felt like it was going to be, in fact, I was going to charge them, let's say 200, 300K, but thank God I did not call the price. Like, they just sent me like a quotation, like this is what the budget is and everything. And it was also a referral gig. Someone referred me to them. And I'm like, so wait, though, I'm actually worth this thing now. That's how I increased my price, my rate card. I'm like, I'm worth it. I need to increase my price. So it made me see myself as better, someone of value. I can actually do more. And compiling from 2023, this I want to also correct something. This $40,000 is not one gig. I don't know, please. I saw someone came come to my DM when I made this post and was like, Zoe Vincent, but it's not at one sitting, please. It's compilation. All the incomes I've made since I started my journey till now. I beg that they will not kidnap me. Please, guys. Thank you and God bless you. So yes, it made me feel very good. I'm not going to lie, because for someone who could barely afford, like people treated me as trash because I was broke and ugly then. So nobody believed in my capacity. Everybody looked down on me. A lot of persons looked down on me. So now it just makes me feel good about myself that yeah, I'm doing something. I'm like people are willing to pay their money to just hear me tell them strategies. People are willing to pay money to like for me to plan their business. So like what I have to say matters. Because I know of a girl then I was in the hostel who shut me up when I was trying to say something because she was irritated. She was like she was irritated by me. So it feels good. I'm not gonna lie. I see myself better. I see myself as someone who has more value because I'm being paid a lot just to talk to people, just to plan people's businesses, just to mentor, just to train. People just want me to talk to them and they're willing to pay. So it's a whole lot for me. I'm really, really happy. So what do people misunderstand about getting to this level? People feel like, oh, okay, oh, like I have this friend. It's not really my friend, but like we talk, and just because I don't even feel I've attained any height yet to me. Yes, God has been faithful, but based on my vision, I'm just starting. So people feel like at this point, this is the time to calm down, sit down, relax, and be like, okay, oh, it's time to I've attained enough. I think I'm okay with this level. But once you're okay with a particular level, you like you start degrading because the world is moving. The world is not in one place. So don't feel like once you're in a level, the world is also going to remain there with you and you'll be on that level. No. See, let's not even use too much scenarios. Fuel that used to be 45 naira, then entered 100 and something naira, then 220. Now it's like 900 and something naira per liter. It's not waiting for you. So anybody that was okay with their salary being 1 million naira then and decided to stay there, by now we'll probably be looking like probably was living in a big mansion then. The 1 million naira could cover bills. That money will not be able to cover bills in a very big mansion now. Probably if you're living small scale, yes, it can. But if then you had 1 million, it's like you can live comfortably in like a very big flat and everything. But you can't do that now anymore. So the world is moving, it's not waiting for you. You should also move. Don't get to a level and feel like at this point I have made it in life. Because see Elon Musk is still looking for ways to make it. He's still looking Dangote every time. People who have even reached levels that I'm like, hey, if I reach this level, what is that define again? They are still trying to make it. So don't just stay stuck, okay? What surprised you most about the journey? What surprised me most? What actually surprised me most was the fact that I could actually get here. In fact, everything is surprising. The money I've made, the clients I've closed, the people I have trained. See, I hated teaching. So the fact that I've actually trained a lot of persons makes me happy. Like, I am so excited. Sometimes when I see my portfolio of how many persons I have trained, how many persons have showed up, everything, it makes me feel so happy and everything. So let me just rush this last one because my time is up. So for someone just starting out, what should they focus on first? Okay, first of all, you have to learn a skill. Without a skill, I don't know what you're doing. You can't build a brand without a skill. I'm talking about now tech digital. So if you want to go online and probably be a content creator that will make people laugh, do comedy. Comedy, being funny is also a skill. So anyhow, you know some people for them to be able to pay you or get money. So yes, focus on learning a skill first, then visibility, and then the list goes on. So what's one mindset shift that would save people years of confusion? I'll repeat it again. And then don't say because people are talking about what do you call it? People are talking about passion. You want to also deceive yourself and tell yourself the truth. What exactly is your drive? Because if you keep lying to your mind about your drive, you would actually not you will not be driven to do something. I used to be like that before. I used to try to lie to myself that my drive is because I want to have passion. But my drive is I want to retire my parents. I want my parents not to have to work again, set up something for them. I want to make them proud. I want to make my brothers proud. I want to make anybody that comes across me proud of me. Let people be proud to know me like, this person is my friend. Sorry, I'm so happy I got to know you. That's my drive. I want to just make impact. I want to just make a very big impact. That when I finally leave, my footprint is still just going to be there that this person did something. So know your drive and don't lie to yourself about what others are saying. Determine it for yourself. And the last one, if you could summarize the entire journey in one sentence, what would it be? I would say it has been amazing, rough, very, very rough. There are times I've cried, there are times I have cried, giving up. I've given up and on giving up so many times. But yes, it's part of life. Things will never go smoothly. I'm using the word never because there's no time that you see something actually going smoothly for the rest of your life. It will always be rough, there will be turbulence, there will be things going on, but you would make it. You just have to keep going. So that's literally it. So this is the end of my session and I'm really happy I got to do this with you guys. Thank you very much. I know that I kind of exceeded time, but I'm happy that at least I got to cover up everything. So yeah, I don't think there are any questions. I think that is me for now. I'm supposed to probably hand over to the host now. Elizabeth. So any questions? Okay. I'm happy you loved the session. Ade. Yes, Ade. Oh, Kinde, I love you too. You're welcome, Joy. I'm really happy you guys enjoyed this session and I hope you got a lot of take homes. If this session inspired you, don't forget to make a post about it tomorrow and drop your thoughts, what was your take home, things you understood about it. Tag me so I'll be able to see your posts soon and everything. It was lovely doing this with you guys. Do have a lovely day. Let me hand over to Elizabeth now. Elizabeth, where's our host?